Hello, this is Fredo, and you're watching a new video of me building a house on The Sims 4. Yay! We are all happy for this new adventure. Okay, so in this episode, I'm building a house that I haven't really taken inspiration um, for from any place at all. Uh, Unlike most of the houses that I've built in The Sims 4 before, on The Sims 4 before, and the previous videos that I have on this channel, because usually there are houses or places that I have lived in, or well, they are inspired from places that where I lived or places where I've been before. But for this one, and just like for the pink house or the U house, the U house I had pretty clear idea of what I wanted to do beforehand. But just like for the pink house, this one I didn't really have a specific idea of what it would be like. I knew that I would like to have this kind of hill at the back of the house, in the like main garden, the backyard, and that I would connect the first floor of the house to the top of this little hill and make some kind of like bridge over the backyard. It took me quite a while to build this house. I spent almost, no, I think it was almost 3 hours or more than 3 hours. I can't remember exactly because it was like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I still take quite a lot of time to to do the audios for these videos because I'm so busy with so many different projects. And I decided to call it the Olivia's Escape because I really didn't have a name at all for it, and because I just ended the series Scandal that I've been keenly following for the whole 7 seasons. I thought, well, why not call it, give it the name of the main character in the show? And I know the show finished like 3 years ago, maybe, but there are some shows like this sometimes that I tend to be quite late on. It's either this or usually I tend to wait a bit longer for final seasons to watch them because it's like, when you have shows, maybe some of you feel the same about this. When you have shows, you are quite a bit into them. It's like a good book. You don't want to finish it too quickly, and you have like not a hard time, but it can be quite difficult to uh, get to the end of it. Because somehow you got used to it, and you just don't want it to finish so quickly. And so because I enjoyed watching Scandal, uh, the name of this house will reflect that. I guess in the future I will be giving some houses names from other characters from other shows that I love, in case I don't have any inspiration uh, at all whatsoever to name these houses. So as you can see, there's two floors on this house. There's a ground floor, there's a first floor, which is the top floor, and that's it. I don't remember exactly the number of rooms you can find on it. In it, I know there are 3 bedrooms. I want to say 3 bedrooms, but I actually don't even remember exactly. You might have noticed that I found out about these glass. I would call these ceilings, but they're not really like glass roofs. Yeah, glass roofs that I didn't know you could have access to in um, the base game, because up until now I've kept playing with the base game, I still had not bought any expansion packs or kits. And I'm seeing up until then, because I did it now. Actually, did it a few days ago because I saw some Halloween discounts on was it on the EA website or Origin? I don't remember. But then I got three of them, and don't ask me which one they are, because I don't even remember. I bought them because they were like half their usual price, but then I just left them like that, because as I said earlier, I'm so busy with so many projects that I didn't even have time to get on and with them and start using them in some new builds. So they still are a surprise for me at this point. And I'm thinking, because it's been a while that I haven't done a new what is Zapping Zone episode, maybe I should use them there first. But then, because I haven't used the debug mode in the Zapping Zone episode, maybe I should do one with this first and then move on to the expansion packs. The thing is, this Olivia Escape House is the first one I used the debug mode in. I finally, it took me 6 videos to finally start using more than the the most basic form of the base game, and so I'm now starting to kind of expand a little bit my ways and um, make some builds that will be matching a bit more what I envision, and maybe some builds that will be more enjoyable to watch. I- the thing is, I have to be very honest. I'm only starting to do this. Like this is the o- only the sixth. I think it's the sixth or the seventh episode. I guess you could say seventh if you count the Zapping Zone, but there are 200. Well, anyways, I've made less than 10 episodes of Sims 4 speed builds, so obviously I still have lots to learn and to do to get better. And in all honesty, it doesn't come overnight. You just don't uh, become an expert by snapping your fingers. So, in all honesty, in the speed builds that I've done up until now, so the 6 or the 7 of them, I'm not fully satisfied with. I would say good half of what I've done. I think I could have done better stuff, but then these are things that I'm telling you now that I'm reaching this. Is it the sixth episode? I really need to check this again. Um, I'm saying this to you now that I'm on the sixth episode. So obviously, looking back, I will always have this critical um, observation of the things that I did before. Because obviously, as you get better, you can't really tell that what you used to do were much better. I mean, okay, I'm not a teenager, but I'm not getting that old yet to know that what I used to do was better than what I do now. I'm still in an upwards trajectory, so no worries to have concerning this. And I'm rambling, I'm babbling, I'm rambling so much. I'm getting lost in what I wanted to say. Um, I got lost. So right now you can see me building. Yeah, I wanted to use some split levels in this house as well, because I've never really done this much in my previous speed builds, and I'm not very um, sure I did this properly. Maybe this one with the kitchen was too high, but then I think I need to get more familiar and maybe watch more tutorials with the split levels, because I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to, well, formatting or changing the terrain first. I mean, I'm quite glad with what I did with the little hill in the backyard of this house. But the split levels, well, there's still some stuff to improve. And the place where I did the kitchen in this house, I think the split level um, was not nicely made because it's the level of the floor is quite high, and so that makes the ceiling very low, and it doesn't look that aesthetically pleasing, I would say. Maybe I could have done it with one level lower than what I actually went on with. So yes, it's some little tweaks or some stuff that I would need to learn a bit more about concerning the split levels that would make my buildings, or at least my building techniques, much uh, more suitable or pleasant or functional. Yeah, yeah, I would say functional uh, than what I've done so far. So I don't remember. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I don't remember the number of. We'll get to see that in a bit. I would say two. Did I do two bedrooms or three bedrooms? I know there's a specific room upstairs on the first floor that will be like an kind of an open space, obviously to give way to this like big and beautiful corridor that you saw me build earlier that would lead to the top of the hill in the backyard. This I enjoyed building and furnishing the place, but the kitchen is the one I think I was the least satisfied with. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but it's once again it's because of the floor. I think I did the floor way too high, and so it kind of breaks the little charm, I would say, that the kitchen could have had. And you can see that now with the like the top cupboards that I wanted to put above the counters that end up being way too low, or well, split level with the top floor, and this would obviously not work. So I ended up not even putting any in the end. I haven't even I haven't even tested if my seams could actually fit in that place. so so yeah, as I was telling you, I really need to kind of rework maybe some split levels to have them match properly. Maybe I could have uh, had the floors of the rooms around lower than they actually are to make it more functional as a whole on the ground floor. But yeah, it's quite subtle. And you can see the lights as well. They are like ridiculously low, and I really had to shrink them quite a bit for them to don't look like they're over overwhelming, like they're occupying a big part of the place. But yeah, I didn't even keep them in the end. Yes, I remember it now. I just put some stuff on the walls to make it easier. Um, some rooms have a very, I was gonna say have a very dark theme, but well, it's not quite this one. This one is like an office that you would get right on the at the end, not right at the entrance of the house, but right on the left of the house when you get into the house. And yeah, I was thinking maybe at first I could have had um, a dark room in there, but in the end it's not as dark as I thought, as I was planning it to be, because I tried to have like a color scheme that would match maybe the desk and the chairs a bit more like that, the color of those, and so this dark theme that I wanted to have ended up being used in the rooms opposite this one, which would be then the rooms that you get on the right side of the house at the entrance. Um, I yeah, I think it's on this side that I went with a darker theme, and even the room at the back, which is like another office but a much bigger one, um, turns out um, r- to reflect this idea of wanting to have a dark like atmosphere or feeling. These colors are not quite dark though. They're representing like some kind of very warm atmosphere. It's like wooden, quite wooden on the walls, wood, quite a lot of wood in the furniture as well. Um, it's it's some sort of I'm not thinking cabin in the woods kind of feeling, but maybe some idea that I've had before. I think in the pink house, I might have a couple of rooms like that. Some sort of secret society where people would gather and have maybe some cigars or stuff like that. But the room at the back is, I think, as I remember, much darker, and you can see from the pattern that I've chosen to cover the walls that it's respecting much more this dark theme atmosphere that I wanted to have in the front rooms. But then in the back of the house, it's, I think, in the end, more suitable, because it's not. It doesn't really work if you want to have a dark. You either have it for the whole house, or if you want to have it for one or a couple of rooms, you rather have them at the back of the house rather than have them at the entrance, and then move on to other rooms where it's like a colorful wonderland or some stuff, because it kind of kills the mood, and so I think the rooms, it's more suitable to have the rooms at the back with the darker theme, and even with the candles and this plant that I chose, it fits perfectly in this. It represents perfectly the atmosphere that I wanted this room to have. So yeah, it took me quite a while to build this house. It might have been the house I spent the most time on as of yet, since I started speed building houses. Building houses on Sims 4 in my speed build videos, and I'm not sure which part of it took me the most time, but I know, in all honesty, as I see the video progressing now, I can tell you this still was the first part, and then I stopped. I didn't stop very far from now. I started putting plants and trees and bushes in the backyard, and because this took me quite a while, because I wanted to cover up um, the underneath, the underneath of the bridge. It took me some time, and quite some time to cover the whole thing up, to make it prettier. And so after I did this, that's when I thought I would stop and uh, get back to it later, because by then I had spent over 2 hours, I think, on the house. And then when I got back to it, I finished. I'm not sure if I did the garden all at once. No, there's a point where I get back into the house to furnish the rooms upstairs, and then finish the whole thing with the backyard, but on the other side, because at this point you can see me only covering the hill, but on one side of the house, not the actual whole hill. But yeah, in the end, I think it looks like we are having 3 bedrooms. It's funny to be that busy. I mean, yeah, to be that busy that you don't you don't audio comment your videos for a while, and then to the point you don't even remember um, where you were and what you did on the video, and you can actually see me now putting the well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, but I was gonna say you can see me now putting the cheats to start over, and that's the moment you can tell that I resume the game. So in the end, I did 3 rooms, and with a very small bathroom. No, it's not that very small. That room is very small. I think it's the smallest of the 3, and then the bathroom at the front, and then the open room leading to the corridor uh, to the top of the hill. So it's 5 spaces in the end. It's quite big. I mean, if you count the corridor in the middle, that's 6 spaces. So quite a spacious place in the end. But then I did pick quite a spacious plot of land as well. So it's not that surprising. And I think we're now getting to my favorite room. I think. I'm not sure if it's this one I prefer or the last one, because the last one is like it's a children's bedroom with bunk bed, and I like the style of it, but this one has like a dark tone, and I really love the pattern that I use to cover the walls. Um, so yeah, I really enjoy this room. But both rooms are great. Um, I'm not sure I've done rooms that I've enjoyed doing that much before. I think maybe the one I did at the back in the pink house, um, that I wanted to have like a very red tone, very red style. I enjoyed doing as much. But yeah, I really like both these rooms, this one and the children's room opposite. Um, the bathroom that you will see between the two. Um, it's like a suite, and an ensuite room. And now that I think about it, I might have forgotten to put put another door to the bathroom. So basically, people from the other rooms would have to go through that big ensuite room to get to the bathroom. I totally forgot about that. And the thing is, there's not even a bathroom downstairs, so it's literally having to go through the biggest room to get there. Maybe my next build, I won't forget such an obvious thing to avoid. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff you do in your first few videos when you're just barely starting uh, to do some builds and thinking, oh, I'm gonna publish that on my YouTube channel and no one's gonna notice. No one's gonna watch anyways. So yeah, I really enjoyed this room as well. I love the colors and the theme, the overall theme of the place, and the windows as well. The way they are placed, and the two kinds of in terms of style. A lot of people would say it's like a crime to do something like that, but then because there's a uniformity on that side of the house, I mean the right, well, I would say the left side of the house looking from the outside, where all the windows are the same, both upstairs and downstairs, and then the front of the house which has different windows. It's understandable that people would find it shocking, but then I really love how it doesn't like destroy, it doesn't bring any sense of like mistake or style, like architectural faux pas, because from the inside they're all covered with like nice curtains, and you can tell that this big window, the white one, gives a view onto the street, and the one on the side is basically covered, doesn't have a view, doesn't have a great view because it's covered with big trees. So it doesn't really matter in the end if they're not they're not the same style, because they literally match what you get to see through them. Like small wooden windows, dark contours, or dark frames for the side, and big large white frame windows for the great view on the front. That's how I thought this wouldn't be that shocking in the end to have both in the same room. And so now I'm back to the backyard and trying to rework the terrain countless times because it literally was my first time doing this. Even without recording this to put on YouTube, even in my like personal past games, I never really did this, and because it's not one of the things that I like doing most. But then it's like everything in the game, you got to practice, and that's the only way you can improve and make a landscape look better than just having plain all flat plot of lands. And I think that will be it for me on this audio commentary for Olivia's Escape. Thank you very much as usual for watching. Don't forget to like if you did, to subscribe so that you get notifications for the forthcoming videos. I'm really thinking that next one will be a third episode of Zapping Zone, which is a never-ending Sims 4 project. Basically, the idea behind this one, if you have not seen any episode of it, is to build like a TV studio that would look like some kind of former industrial warehouse, and at the same time a teenage bedroom, and at the same time a loft, and at the same time, well, it's a bit of everything in the end. That I took inspiration from a Disney Channel show we used to have here in France, and that I've been wanting to reproduce for a long time. And so I'm saying it's never ending because I want the place to reflect the mood that I am in at the moment when I'm working on it. That's why I don't have an episode every day. That's why I haven't done an episode in maybe over a month now, and I will get back to it next to have decorations, to redecorate the place, to maybe rebuild a few walls, to change some windows to match what I want this place to be like in this moment. I mean, at the moment I will be doing it, and because I've not used debug mode on it either yet, I will start to do that before I will use then the expansion packs that I got a few days ago. So started rambling a lot again, so thank you very much for watching this one. Don't forget to like and to subscribe, and see you very soon for some new adventures on The Sims 4. Bye bye.